Hey everyone, ever stop and think about the food on your plate? From a single grain of rice to a slice of bread, how does it actually get there? Well, today we're going to crack the farmer's secret code to find out. And trust me, this is going to seriously help you ace those exams. So let's jump right in. Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to do a little time travel, see why humans started farming in the first place. Then we'll nail down exactly what a crop is, a super important term for your tests. After that, we'll uncover the farmer's real secret code, get to know the two main crop seasons, kharif and rabi, and finally meet their star player teams. All right, let's kick things off with a huge moment in human history. Why did we stop wandering all over the place and decide to, start farming? Seriously, think about it. For thousands and thousands of years, our ancestors were constantly on the move, hunting animals, gathering plants. So what happened? What was that big spark, that one idea that led to villages, then cities, and pretty much our entire modern world? It's a huge question. So, the magic moment seems to have happened right around 10,000 BCE. Before then, we were nomads, wanderers, but then, bam, we figured out how to actually grow our own food. This was the birth of agriculture, and it was a total game changer. It meant we could create a stable food supply, settle down, and support way more people. Okay, so to really understand modern farming, we've got to speak the language. And listen up, because for your exams, getting the vocabulary right is like half the battle. So let's get these key terms crystal clear. First up, agriculture. Now, this isn't just about planting a seed in your backyard. We're talking about the entire system, the whole big process of cultivating land to produce food on a massive scale, enough to feed huge populations. And that brings us to the word crop. And you'll definitely want to remember this definition for your exams. See, a crop isn't just one single plant. It's when you grow plants of the same kind, all together in one place and on a really big scale. So picture an entire field that's just full of wheat plants. That's a wheat crop. This is how we make enough food for everyone. All right, now we get to the real secret sauce of farming. It's not as simple as just throwing seeds on the ground. You can't just plant anything, anywhere, anytime you want. Successful farming is all about understanding that different plants have different needs, especially when it comes to the weather. And here is the absolute best way to remember this, especially for your exams. Just think about your own clothes. You wear shorts and t-shirts in the summer when it's hot, and sweaters and jackets in the winter when it's cold, right? Well, plants are exactly the same. Some plants love the hot, rainy weather, and others totally prefer the cool, dry winter. Simple as that. And that idea brings us to the main event, everyone. Get ready to meet the two major seasonal teams in the world of crops, Team Kharif and Team Rabi. Nailing the difference between these two is absolutely key. Okay, pay close attention, because this slide right here is your secret weapon for the exam. Let's break it down. Kharif crops, those are the monsoon crops. They get planted in the rainy season, usually from June to September. They are thirsty plants. They need tons and tons of water. On the other side, we have rabi crops. These are the winter crops, planted from October to March. They thrive in cooler, drier weather. So just remember this. Kharif equals rain, rabi equals winter. Got it? Awesome. So now that we know the rules of the game, rainy season versus winter season, let's meet the star players on each team. And I guarantee you'll recognize a lot of these from your own dinner plate. First up, let's talk about Team Kharif. These are the superstars of the monsoon season. The plants that just love a good heavy downpour. And here they are. You've got paddy, which is basically rice. This is the classic example, right? It needs a ton of water to grow, which is exactly why it's a monsoon crop. Then you have maize, that's corn, soybean, groundnut, and even cotton. All of these guys just thrive in that warm, wet weather. All right, let's switch seasons. The weather's getting cooler, the heavy rains have stopped, and it's time for Team Rabi to take the field. These are the tough crops that actually prefer the winter chill. So, meet the winter winners. Wheat is the big one here. This is the stuff that gives us our bread, our rotis, all that good stuff. And along with wheat, we've got gram, peas, mustard, and linseed. Now, these crops don't need nearly as much water as Team Kharif, which is why they grow so perfectly in the winter. So, what's the big secret? What's the farmer's code we've been talking about? It's really all about timing.
knowing which crop to plant in which season. That is the absolute key to a successful harvest and, feeding the entire world.
And that's a wrap. But I'm going to leave you with a little challenge. Next time you sit down to eat, really look at your plate. Are you eating rice? That's a kharif crop. Having some bread? That's a rabi crop. Try to figure out which team your food belongs to. I promise it's the best way to make all this knowledge stick. Good luck and happy eating.